Welcome to the Video Game Town Hall podcast. I am your host, Jared Russo, the mayor of Video Game Town. This is a podcast in which we talk about video games, but we're also going to talk about a lot of TV that we watched as well, as we're doing holiday, end of the year, game of the year, cleanup, wrap up, fun times, hanging out with your family, watching TV during Thanksgiving weekend. We'll recap all that. But here with me today, as always, is a man who knows everything about the video game Minecraft, Grant Bruner.
Chicken jockey, everybody. Live long and chicken jockey, as they say.
You're an expert.
I love building, and I love creeps, and I love Onyx, ? That's in the game, I think.
I know you can get up to a diamond version of, like, the pickaxe, and diamond versions of the tools, or a diamond sword. It sounds like Animal Crossing with the gold.
Yeah, I will tell you that I clocked Minecraft very early on as being like, oh, this is gonna ruin like a generation of people, right? Not that the game itself is like ruinous and bad, it's fine, but it's like, oh, there's gonna be a bunch of people who play video games, but they've only played one video game for like their entire life. And the reality is like, yes, that is the future of video games, is a bunch of people who have played one video game, be it Minecraft or Roblox or Fortnite or whatever, but it's like, oh yes, young people play video game, not video games.
So they're turning into my mom who only plays Candy Crush, is essentially what's going on.
But that would be, I mean, like, I think, here's the thing. My mom, because I am slightly older and I think my parents are older, she played, before even smartphones, she was playing like PopCap games. Like she was playing Bookworm on a feature phone before a smartphone, which fucking shreds. Yeah. Like PopCap game shreds. Or if you were just playing Majoled on your phone, great, awesome. The fact that it is like a nightmare, like pay to play bullshit thing that so many older people have taken on, that's the frustrating thing. Like, that they want to play a match 3, great, go with God. Do whatever makes you happy on that front. It's like, oh, but you could just play Bejeweled. You could spend $3 and then play Bejeweled forever, which I sometimes do. Like, I bought Bejeweled on my iPhone, like, 15 fucking years ago, and I sometimes just boot up and play Bejeweled.
Well, I mean, like, my dad has a tablet I bought him, and he just plays video poker and video blackjack and, you know, hearts and mod. Like, he just plays, like, casino games, but that's, I guess, the equivalent of my mom playing Candy Crush.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Is he putting in money? Because if it's
No.
Okay. Well, if you're not putting in money, then, like, fucking whatever. Like, I'll tell you what, one of the things that I struggle with is that I kind of like poker. I think poker is like a fun game to play. Besides like the like Telltale Hold'em or whatever, like a Night at the Inventory. Everything is like, no, but you want to play like with fake money. You're putting money. You're buying fake money, and you're playing with the money that you put in, but you don't. It's not real money. And I think all that shit's a nightmare. I just want to play poker without money involved. And I think the only thing that really like has struck that for me is Poker Night at the Inventory. But the problem is, it's so talky, because they licensed a bunch of characters. And so they're like, okay, you're playing poker, but what if there was just like a fucking 4-minute long thing of, here's Sam and Max doing a bit, or here's fucking Claptrap from Borderlands being annoying for like 2 minutes straight. And it's like, what if you guys shut the fuck up and I could play poker?
What about like loading up Red Dead 1 or 2 and just like using the money you have in game to like gamble?
Maybe. But I mean, the thing about it that's nice is that it's like, with each round you are given money, and so like you're given like 10K to start in those games, and it's like, okay, I don't want to bust out. So like, I'm not treating it as sincerely as if it was real money, because then you have to play like very conservatively because you don't want to lose your actual real money. But because you don't want to bust out, I'm not going all in like buck wild, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to bust out and then I'm going to fucking lose, and that sucks. So it does some of the thing of when you're betting with actual real money, you're less willing to do stupid shit. And I think it balances that out really well. But we're not here to talk about poker or video poker. We're talking about Patreon.
What? Oh, I was here to talk about... Okay. I'll hear you out.
We have a Patreon where if you like our podcast, if you want to hear us talk about video games, you can pay us money to have a bonus episode every single month, which I'm happy to say we are already preparing the next month's episode. I will say it's $5 a month. I think that's a pretty reasonable thing. But if you want to treat us, you like what we do, you want to support independent media, we have other tiers. We have a $10 tier. We have a $25 tier. The $25 tier lets you give us feedback about what we stream, what we do. You get exclusive opportunities to talk with us. But even if you pay us just $3 a month, you can join our Discord and chat with us there. And if you just go to videogame.town/donate, you could do that there. We also have a Ko-fi, and you can go over there and give us money with no repeats. You don't have to subscribe to us if you go to the Ko-fi. But if you just want to give us some support, we'd appreciate it. And then if you don't have any money to spare, if things are tight, we understand. If you could just go and leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, it would make things a whole lot easier for us.
What about Fallout New Vegas? You can gamble there.
Do they have poker?
I'm trying to remember. I think if you load up GTA, I keep saying load up as if you're like ready to do that. GTA San Andreas, I know in San Fierro, there's like a casino. Or no, I'm sorry, Las Venturas. That's the Las Vegas one. San Fierro is San Francisco.
Maybe, but then also, like, if I lose a bunch, am I going to have to go play that fucking video game a lot to, like, get more money before I go back to play poker?
Yeah, the one thing about San Andreas is that you actually have to, like, play the campaign to, like, unlock the other two cities. Like, you can't just, like, go there from the jump. They, like, block you off. Anyways, we're not here to talk about poker. What we're here to talk about is the latest and greatest, but more interestingly, the most popular game currently available. Grant, you played the Berlin Apartment. Everyone's talking about this.
I played the Berlin Apartment, and
what is it? I don't know what that is. That was a joke. What is it?
It is I guess you could call it something of a walking sim type game. It's set in the same apartment, and there's like a wrapper narrative of like, here's a guy and his kid who are like, the narrative wrapper, WRAPPER.
Gotcha. Okay, Christmas game. Okay,
they are clearing out, like, they're like remodeling an apartment, and then the kid runs around the apartment, does stuff, and then finds remnants of previous tenants and is like, hey dad, what's this? And the dad's like, oh, that's this person, they blah blah blah, and then it then fades into and then goes into a like, they're all like chapters of people who have previously lived in this apartment. And I want to talk about two of the instances. The first one that you go into is somebody who is living in this. So it takes place in an apartment in, I don't want to blow your mind, Berlin.
What?
And this person is living in the apartment right before, so while the Berlin Wall is still there, while there still is East and West Germany, but it lives right up against the wall, has a relationship, or begins a relationship with somebody he's in East Germany, and the woman is in West Germany, and they start passing paper airplanes back and forth to each other, because that's the only way that they can get the messages back and forth, because they're waiting on a phone line to open up. So you're making different types of, you're folding different types of paper airplane to pass messages back and forth. You kind of like establish a relationship across the Berlin Wall. And that was very sweet, and I think that like that was very charming, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I get to the next one, and I think it's probably the thing that has most terrified me in a video game, even though it is not a horror game in any way. This is a relatively slow-paced walking simulator, but
Slender Man.
It is an old man, and it's in 1933.
Oh, no.
And so you learn, kind of like through playing it, he is packing up to try to escape 1933 Germany. He had a theater that was like a staple of the community, had like all throughout his apartment, there's like posters of a bunch of like real classic movies, like actual real movies. And you see so many like reels that he has in his thing. It's because his theater was intentionally burned down. So he's kind of like seeing the remnants of his life, and you're kind of like flashing back to like, oh, here's like the joy of when I opened the theater, and then like the worst day of my life when they burned my theater down. and he's packing to escape. And here you also like the way that like the sound design and the even like the movement reflect the people that you're playing as. So like for him, he is an old man and he walks with a cane, and so like you're hearing the cane creak and thunk as he's walking around, and it's slow and hobbling, and he's going through and doing it, and then the police show up as you're like wrapping things up, and I felt like my heart beating out of my fucking chest. Even like, and like it's not really played as like, oh man, this is a horror experience, but like I felt so I guess immersed, I guess, in it is probably like the best way to put it.
Look who's getting immersed now.
But it's just like, what if, and I mean, obviously it's like a nightmarish part of human history, and it also reflects so much about the moment we're living through now, and like I'm thankful that I don't I'm not directly experiencing it, but like friends of friends are being like abducted on the street here in Delaware by ICE and deported, like even though that they have papers. So I think that like reflecting on the nightmarish history that we share as humanity, and then also seeing it play out now was really, really impactful to me. So the Berlin Apartment. You want to feel something? Play the Berlin Apartment, I guess. It is available on Steam, and it is Steam Deck verified.
This sounds like it's not the vanishing of Ethan Carter, is it? No, it's What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah.
That's the one where it's multiple family members. Yeah. You go through their stories, and yeah. That's what this sounds like.
This is less abstract than Edith Finch. Edith Finch gets very abstract, which I also love. This is I would say there is a talking fish in your pet fish in the Cold War segment does speak in like communist propaganda to you, and I think that's pretty funny. So it's not, I guess it's not 0% abstract, but I think it is slightly more realistic than you becoming a cat and jumping around, or you going to the fish factory and getting your head chopped off in What Remains of Edith Finch.
You played Kirby Air Riders, which I famously wrote an article about how Kirby Air Ride is not a good video game and does not hold up. And people only like it because they remember playing it with their friends, which I will remind everyone, you can have a lot of fun playing a lot of bad games with your friends. It doesn't mean the game is good. That is a specific shout out. How is Kirby Air Riders?
Yeah. So I played it, I streamed it. I assume you didn't watch the stream.
I watched a little bit of it. I
will say that, yes, I think that the controls are mildly limiting. And I think I think that if it was more traditional, I probably would have slightly better time. So I will say that I don't think that the controls are ruinous. They don't make me not have a good time. I think that it's you can get yourself into it. I just think it requires practice. I think the course design is fucking incredible, Jared. I think those courses are so fucking good. I think like if you watched people play, or you watch like a speed run or whatever of people playing, I think you would be like legitimately impressed at how those things look and like how diverse they are, not only from like the way that they look, but like all the effects that you go through, and like, oh, this one has like steam vents that pop up, and like walls of steam is like one thing that like sticks in my mind, or like there's like quick switchbacks in one place that is like challenging to read if it's your first time going through, but obviously you play through multiple times and you start to memorize where things are. I think that the course design is legitimately wonderful, like really, really top notch. So much so that like I didn't have any problems with the course design in Mario Kart World. I thought that those were good, and I like the variety and how dynamic it is when you are going from one course to the other. It changes the experience. I think that that's good, but I think that these are much more like engaging. I would say engaging tracks, like where you are actively like seeing the design, like you're feeling the design in the gameplay, not just like, oh, this looks visually appealing. You're feeling how different each track is from the other ones. And I just think that the course design deserves a lot of praise. They did a great job on that.
Man, I was feeling so vindicated when you started, but
it isn't like, oh, it's perfect, it's the best game that's ever been made, but I think it is, like, legitimately, they do a lot of great work on those courses.
I'm willing to concede that they might have made a far superior sequel, but I just remember basically having, like nothing to do and having to play Kirby Air Ride because it was, like, one of the few things around, and getting really tired of it, even though my brother really liked it, but he was a lot younger. Well, I mean, he still is. He's the exact same.
Well, I wouldn't say that, like, I've played a lot of Mario Kart, but it's not like each Mario Kart I'm putting in 100+ hours of it. I'm probably putting in, like, I don't know, 20 hours into each Mario Kart. And so, like, if you said, Grant, you put 10 to 20 hours into Air Ride, I'd go, yeah, probably. Like, yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, I did put in, like, 100+ hours on Mario Kart 8, but that was because that game lasted for so long and they had so much DLC. If people out in the universe listening to this want to gift me that game, I will not be mad or upset, but I would much rather get other gifts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy it. What I'm saying is, I think if you played those tracks, you'd be like, oh, yes, this is really thoughtful design. Like, not only is it very beautiful, but, like, they put a lot of effort into making courses that are very cool and distinct from each other.
I'll be the judge of that.
What have you been playing, pal?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I did it, everyone. I started Dispatch.
Okay, so you're one episode in?
Tonight is going to be episode 2.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the first episode?
It's already my top 10 of the year. It's already automatically my top 10 of the year.
How did Katie respond? Because she seemed not hesitant, but, like, I would say relatively lukewarm when you brought up playing it on the podcast. Like, yeah, maybe.
She's being a very good sport about it. She just wants to sit and watch a TV show, and she feels very anxious and pressured by the timer on choices. And she just wants, like, that to go away. And I'm like, no, that's the game. She's like, oh, I don't care. Like, she wants to watch what happens. And I'm like, no. We have to decide. And I've turned off the QuickTime events, so there's even more of it. I'm, like, sort of pushing it to the side for her. I might turn those on if she quits. She's willing to do episode 2 to see how things goes. Like, she's into it, but, like, it's comic book aesthetics and superhero stuff, which is not, like, up her alley. And there was, like,
that it's my, like, I wouldn't say that I'm, like, in love with superheroes.
But, like, you'll, like, dip your toes in, where she is, like, not.
Sure. But she's probably seen way more Marvel Cinematic Universe movies than I have, because I've seen 0.
I think she has seen both Black Panthers, maybe one Guardians, and then, like, Ant-Man. So
she's seen infinitely more than I have.
Oh, wow.
I think that's how that works. She's seen not a number more than I have.
So, I think the most boring part for her was when I was like, you put on that VR headset and you, like, simulate doing the dispatch. Yeah,
the hacking, the thing that so I played through it all by myself, like, from tip to tail, and then I started playing with my wife. The part that my wife hates, so I would say my wife likes it. The part that she hates is the hacking segments. Yeah, that's the part where they're like, well, we have to make a game.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're pretty straightforward puzzle segments. I think I would be fine if you could just turn them off completely.
Yeah. I definitely think, like, I felt like I was losing her, because I was like, I wanted to sit there and, like, really soak up but I was like, okay, I want to, like, get this along, because, like, it seems like when you're actually doing dispatch work, there's more talking, and this it was just like, this is how you do the thing, and I'm like, oh god, tutorials. Okay, this is not gonna, like, gel super well with people who are not familiar with, like, just get through the tutorial, like, just get through it.
I think you probably will end up playing it by yourself,
because there's a lot of that
game. There's a lot of that game that is doing the dispatching. Like, I don't want to blow your mind, but you're doing a lot of dispatching,
and I'm super into that. That's super, hell yeah. But she'll probably get through episode 2, and then I'll probably play the rest of the game by myself, which is fine. But it's great. It's great, and it's exactly what I want. I want these games back in my life. This is super up my alley. I smooched a lady. Great.
I will say, when you were talking in the last podcast that I edited and was not on, you were talking about fucking Telltale, and you were talking about mid-era Telltale as the beginning of Telltale, where it's like Back to the Future and Jurassic Park shit. I'm a Telltale person that's like, give me that Sam and Max, give me that Strong Bad's awesome game for cool people. Give me that early Telltale. That's what I'm all about. Once they get like, let me tell you what, I played that Jurassic Park game, and it sucks ass. It sucks ass, Jared. I love Jurassic Park, and I love adventure games, and that Jurassic Park adventure game from Telltale sucks ass.
Strong Bad and his emails.
I love Strong Bad. I love Homestar Runner. Did you see that there was a new fucking Strong Bad email?
They'll do that every year. They'll just like do a new one.
I wish it was every year. It's been a long time since there was a Strong Bad email.
Every year or two, they always pop up. But yeah, Dispatch is great. I very much look forward to just going through it instead of just one episode a night. I just want to like sit and just go through it.
I kind of liked the going through it because they released 2 at a time for 4 weeks. I really liked it. I really liked the like, oh man, I can't wait until next week when the next episodes drop. I had a great time instead of just rushing through it.
Well, I don't want to rush through it, but a guy who was glowing green hung dong.
It's true. There is dick in that game.
What happens in episode 2? I don't know.
I don't think that there's a ton of dick in episode 2.
Boo.
But it does start strong with just being like, check this out, penis.
Crazy.
And also, not only the penis, but like the penis is right on the. If there was like an actual lens, that penis is like 12 inches in front of the lens.
What do Toxic's coworkers like think? Like, oh, not again. Come on, man.
Always with the
figure that out.
The toxic penis.
Wear a suit that come on.
Yeah, is there material that does not burn away when you become toxic?
Yeah, really. I also played most of Marvel Cosmic Invasion in like a few hours because that game is very, very short. And it is a perfectly fine beat 'em up, and it's Marvel flavored, but it is vanilla ice cream. Like it does its job. It looks good. It's fulfilling, but it is so easily disposable, and they bring nothing new to the table. Unlike,
it's kind of the problem with beat 'em ups, right? Is that unless you're doing you're layering a bunch of other stuff on top of it, if you're just making a beat 'em up, it doesn't necessarily really work outside of an arcade environment. Like when you have infinite continues, it's like, oh, well, that was 90 minutes.
Listen, I've had a blast playing through the TMNT and the Power Rangers one, and like they'll bring the old ones back. But unless you are Castle Crashers or this next game I'm about to bring up, that really tries to like do something other than just be like, hey, remember? Then I don't know, man. But I will say that Absolum, the game that I'm referencing, I think it figured it out because it's a roguelike. So it takes the shortness of the beat 'em up experience and it adds all the fun accoutrement of roguelikes. So perpetual upgrades and like new things you're unlocking and things you're like working to progress through, and different routes and different characters and like seamless online co-op, and it fucking works, man. It works. Like they got something on their hands here. Like that's a good formula.
Yeah, and also when I think about, like you said, roguelike, and it really stuck in my head. I just imagine the people who were playing Rogue, like the original text-based game, and it was a relatively obscure thing for decades, for fucking decades, and the people who continued playing these text-based rogue-likes, if you will, and then all of a sudden it becomes the most popular thing in the world, and then those games also become exceedingly not like Rogue. I wonder if it has totally fucking broken their brains that these like 150 people, whatever, like 2005 are still playing roguelikes, and then in whatever the 2010s it becomes the most popular fucking indie genre on Earth. I'm sure some of them like it, but I'm sure that there's a good portion of them where it's just like, none of this is like Rogue. You should play Rogue. It's a great game. It's the greatest game.
I mean, like early on, people were calling them Doom clones, and it was like,
and no first-person shooter has been as good as Doom.
Well, but like, there's a lot of games that are nothing like Doom, so it's similar. But I will say, imagine Hades, but
yeah.
You get rid of most of the story, and instead of doing the isometric combat, it's a classic beat 'em up that feels real good because there's also like a little bit of the character action, kind of like combo stuff, and you know, you get like the classic like beat 'em up, pick up items off the ground and like throw them back, and it's just a really good playing one of those with a really cool art style. But because of the roguelike nature to it, it made Marvel Cosmic Invasion just look like complete and utter nonsense. And it really makes me think, like, God, if they could just, like, someone could just take all of these IPs and their art styles and their music and their flair and their fun and just, like, get some real meat and potato, like, structure. Like, just give me, like, something more than just, like, I hit the X button with Michelangelo and whoop, I won! You could have a real stew going, you know?
The beat 'em up genre, I don't think that there's like a huge, an enormous amount of people like, dying to play beat 'em ups. And like, I'm sure that if you made something that was as good as a beat 'em up as like Hades is as a roguelike, that you would eventually get people to be like, oh shit, I'm gonna pay attention to this. But if you just made a really, really good beat 'em up, are you going to be able to like make a bunch of money on that? Then, like, which is not to say that you shouldn't do it, because I think that you should make games that you want to make. But in terms of like, if you're the people writing checks, it's probably a hard thing to do to justify, right? Is funding a really elaborate beat 'em up.
I will say that the people who made the TMNT Shredder's Revenge must have done really well, because that team got to do a Marvel game.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're relatively easy to make. I'm sure, I don't want to say you can crank them out quicker, but you can crank them out quicker than like a 3D Souls-like or like
certainly you don't have to like crank on shit for like, you're not making Skyrim where you're like, okay, I need to make fucking 5,000 assets for this one cave, acres
of land, and all these like you know NPCs.
It doesn't mean that it's easy, but there's just like you're just a raw number of pixels that you have to create is significantly less.
This has built-in nostalgia, like you kind of already know what the characters are going to do in attack. Like there's moves that they use from the Capcom NPC games. Like it is a fun time, and there's a ton of fan service, and it's like bright, and it's a great vibe. But it is over too quickly, and it's very thin. It's not deep. It's very thin, because it's just like, once you figure out what you're doing, that's it. That's all there is to it. You can level up the characters. I don't necessarily need grinding in my beat 'em ups to like level up characters to like progress through levels. But it is like so meant to just be like, it's on Game Pass, like play it with your friends, like easily digestible.
But Jared, what if there were like different Marvel characters, like Wolverine and Cyclops and Psylocke?
Yes. Are you gonna tell me to play X-Men Legends?
No, I was gonna tell you to play the fucking arcade beat 'em up, the X-Men arcade beat 'em up from the 90s.
Yeah, you can do that. This one has Cosmic
the only beat 'em up that I care about.
I mean, there is like a Mount Rushmore. It's The Simpsons, it's X-Men, it's TMNT, and insert your favorite. Mine was Power Rangers on the SNES. I'm sure other people's are Streets of Rage or whatever.
The X-Men, obviously.
Yeah.
Absolum.
Absolum. Bad name.
Not a great name. I mean, I think it's fine, and also it's probably like doing SEO is probably fine.
Yeah, SEO for it is good. Yeah, I type that word in, that's what comes up. So
like Marvel Cosmic Invasion is kind of like, I don't know. I'm sure there's like fucking 800 Cosmic Invasions in the comics.
Not in the proper noun sense. So that's also easy to find, but this is more alien-y, that's more outer space, so it's a lot of like the Guardians characters like Nova and Fire Revel and Jean Grey and Cosmic Ghost Rider and Annihilus.
Did you ever read X-Men comics in the 90s?
Fuck yeah, I did.
I was so into it.
It's the best. What Star Trek, Grant, are you currently watching?
So I think we need to set the scene. Jared,
set it.
What is your history with Star Trek?
I saw the 2009 reboot.
The J.J. Abrams movie.
I saw all three of those.
Okay, I saw the first one and was unimpressed.
They don't get much better after that.
I fell asleep in the theater watching the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Wow.
Which is a sick burn. My understanding, the second one is a dog shit, and then the third one that doesn't have J.J. Abrams is significantly better.
Yeah, they're fine.
I've never been a Trek person. I grew up, my parents liked Star Trek a bunch. And so, like, in the 90s, The Next Generation was on regularly. It was just in syndication, so, like, it was just on a lot. Like, it was available to watch a lot. And my parents, if there just wasn't something, if it was, a weekend or, like, a weekday, and it was the shows that they were going to watch were not on, it would be like, I don't know, this Star Trek The Next Generation's on, I guess we'll turn on that and watch whatever fucking episode is on. And then the movies, like, obviously, like, First Contact was exceedingly popular. So, like, Star Trek has always kind of been around, but I've never been a Star Trek person. Like, I gravitated so strongly to Star Wars as a young person.
Yeah.
And then Star Trek is like, this shit's for my granddad. This is old people shit. But I decided I was going to sit down and watch Star Trek The Next Generation. And so I've watched over half of the first season, which is, you can... anytime you watch literally any Star Trek, and you talk to people who are into Star Trek, you're going to be like, okay, so I started this, and they're like, what season are you on? And you're like, the first one. And they're like, oh, it's dog shit, it's terrible. No, it's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. And you're like, okay, what about the second season? They're like, well, I don't know about that. Ooh, the third season, now we're talking.
Oh, I thought that you were just saying they're just ashamed of watching all of it.
No, well, not quite that bad. But I do think that, like, kind of universally is people being like, oh, it was really shitty for, like, 25% of the run. It was dog. I will say, so this started running in the late 80s. So that is the context, the time and place in which we are. I was pretty into it. I think that, like, the first 2 episodes that kind of are basically like a two-parter that I think sometimes are aired together as a really long episode were pretty solid. And then I'm pretty sure the next episode is the one where it just kicks off. It is my understanding. This is a Gene Roddenberry staple. Is let's get horny with it. There is a horny virus, a virus that, like, quote unquote gets you intoxicated but makes you horny, and even the robot starts fucking. Like, they're like, oh, this lady, she's infected. Tasha Yar is infected with the horny virus. Send Data. Yes. He won't be infected. And then she's like, Data, I want to fuck. Can you fuck? And he's like, yeah, I can fuck. And then they just go and fuck. Which I just think is, like, a really funny way to be like, you're starting your show. You're on your 3rd episode, or, like, technically 3rd episode, kind of your 2nd episode, and you're like, we just set the tone. The robots fucking. I found that very funny. And then, like, the next episode, you go, they meet, like, a tribal society they go to, because they're always going to different fucking planets, and they meet a tribal society that's, like, all black and has fucking terrible, like, gender politics and really weird racial politics about, like, making Tasha Yar being like, but you find him attractive, don't you? Which is the craziest fucking thing. And it's constantly being like, look how evolved we are, as opposed to these fucking savages. Which is, I think it's supposed to be like, and see, this is the way humans used to be. Fucking savages. And now, us in the future, we figured it all out. Come on, humanity, we can figure it out. So I think it is trying to not have really bad politics around race and gender, but fails miserably. It fails miserably. I think everything that I've seen so far has really weird gender politics. They also end up meeting a species that then goes on to do other things, importantly, but they're like, we're space traders, or we're space capitalists. We have weird facial things, and you go like, oh, are these space Jews? Are you doing space Jews?
Grant, are you just describing the X-Files? This whole time I'm like, this sounds like the X-Files.
But here's what I'll say. There is times when I was watching the X-Files, and I was like, oh, can we get through this fucking bullshit? And I think it is so much more watchable. Star Trek The Next Generation, even though I am in the season that people fucking loathe, I'm never like, when is this gonna be over? I'm so mad. I'm like, yeah, this is dumb, or like, oof, man, politics are not great on this. But it's like, yeah, they're talking. They're in space. They're doing stuff. I find it way more watchable and way better paced than the vast majority of the X-Files, which I would say probably like 30 to 40% of the X-Files I find fucking insufferable to watch.
I think we can conclude by saying briefly, it's no Andor.
Jared, I will tell you, I would rather watch, and in fact, I think you could prove it out in this Thanksgiving break. I watched like 15 or 16 episodes of The Next Generation, and I watched one episode of Andor, and I would rather watch 20 more than the next episode. I can just crank through these fucking, and mind you, these are like 45, these are full 45-minute episodes. I'm like, yeah, put on another one. Fuck it. The thing is, like, it's so watchable. And
but they're
like,
not Andor.
I'm now 7 episodes into the first season, and I'm just nothing about it has clicked for me.
It's brilliant.
And every time I say that, you're like, but you're so close to the next part, and that's
so
the
close!
good part. I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep picking away at it. But I keep hoping that it's going to be like, okay, now it clicks, and now I'm locked in. Because I've heard so many people say good things about Andor, but I just, every time I go back and watch something, I'm like, all right, I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm like, I like that Mon Mothma's there. I think that's cool.
Unbelievable. I'm shaking my head in disappointment so hard. Anyways.
I'm sorry, before you kick on, the one thing, I think I brought it up in chat, is there's like 3 seconds shots of an alien holding up like a crazy straw.
Oh, yeah.
And having a different alien drink out of the crazy straw in the 7th episode of season 1 of Andor. And I was the best time I have had watching Andor. I'm like, this is awesome. I want more crazy straws. Give me more crazy straws in Andor.
What you look for in TV is so weird. Which explains why I've started watching Taskmaster at your, not just recommendation, but your urging.
Yes. My grabbing you by the lapels and shaking.
And it is wonderful and delightful to have another show like QI that's British TV, and you watch it and you're like, man, they got it figured out over there, because this is great.
So you started with series 19, right?
That is the season with Jason Mantzoukas.
Yes.
And I would say how many episodes are there in a season?
So in the vast majority of them, the answer is 10. In the very early one, I think they start with 5, and then they jump up to 8, and then once you get to like season 4 or 5, then it's just 10 throughout. Like they had smaller orders early on, and then they just jumped to 10.
All right, so I'm like more than halfway through. And yeah, it's just a lot of cheeky, delightful fun. I very much look forward to watching another season of other comedians, because like, as much as I love watching Jason Mantzoukas, like, I keep seeing these 5 comedians in the same outfit, and it's like, clearly you all shot this in one day, like.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think they always dress them in the same outfit for when they're filming, so they shoot it across multiple days.
Oh.
So it isn't just one day. They're all wearing the same outfit every time they shoot.
Fooled me.
Because they also will often pick, like, crazy outfits. Like, one season, one of them was dressed as a vampire the entire time. So it isn't one day, but it is a series of days. Like, I don't know the number, but let's say it's like 6 days or 10 days or whatever. Like, they shoot over a number of days. They shoot multiple tasks in each day, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're all wearing the same clothes, kind of regardless of when they shoot.
Fascinating. Yeah, it's all on YouTube. It's very funny. And I just like watching. No, I watch it as I go to sleep. Okay, but then I kind of like.
I think she would like it too.
She actually had watched a season of the American one.
Oh, don't watch that. That's everyone fucking hates it.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But I watch it as I go to sleep, but it's not helpful because I end up like staying up a little later because I'm like watching them. Like they don't help me go to sleep. I'm just like, I just want to watch more.
Yeah, you're watching and you're giggling when you're in bed.
Yeah,
you're kicking your little feet.
And I like watching British television because, like, I like to just think, like, what would my life be like if I, like, was raised in Europe? Like, it's just fascinating to sort of just watch, like, the way they think, and like just like even the outdoors looks different, and you get the kind of like the grass is always greener because you're like every time I go there, it's awesome, you know. Like what if?
Well, it's easy for things to be awesome if you go on vacation somewhere.
I know.
Living there is a different thing.
I don't know, man. Someday.
But no, Taskmaster is great. I don't think that there is a bad season. There are definitely some seasons that I think are better than others, but I think all of them are a good time. And I think you can kind of just watch it kind of however. But now that you've been hooked, I think you probably just start at the beginning and go forward.
I was thinking about cherry picking because I know one season has Fern Brady and I love her, so I was like thinking about
she's great in it. It's a great season. And she's so fucking good at it.
All right, so I might jump to that one. But speaking of games, Grant, I have a game for you.
A game?
Yeah, it's a quiz. It's called Party On, dudes. And in this game, you're to tell me. I'm going to give you the name of a mini game, and you're going to tell me whether this mini game is from Lego Party, Fall Guys, or Mario Party.
Is Lego Party just a Mario Party like?
Yes.
And then Fall Guys is Fall Guys a Mario Party like?
Fall Guys is the game where you play as like the little beans, and it's like MXC.
Okay. I mean, I'm aware that it exists, but I know almost nothing about it because it's like a multiplayer game, and I'm like, okay, I'm checking out.
It's like you mixed Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, a Battle Royale, and Mario Party into one thing.
Okay.
It is incredible.
Okay. The only one I have played of all of these is Mario Party, and the last time I played a Mario Party, it was on the N64. But we'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you're probably at a disadvantage because if you haven't played at least one of the other two, then all right. We'll start. Feeling pucky, as in a hockey puck.
Feeling pucky. It doesn't sound. Because it sounds almost like horny. So I don't think that it would be. I think it's too adult sounding for Mario. I'm gonna go Lego.
You're right.
All right.
The next minigame is ice hockey.
It does sound like some bullshit very straightforward translation. So I'm gonna go Mario Party.
It is Mario Party.
Okay.
And how about this one? Where did it go? Thin Ice.
I feel like that could be any one of the three, and I would believe it. But I'm gonna go Mario Party again.
No, that time it was Fall Guys.
Okay.
See, I wanted to go with like all three of their ice hockeys to like see what their names would. Okay.
Just to set it up, but that name feels like it could be any one of them. It doesn't feel strongly one or the other, or one of the three. Like ice hockey feels very strongly Mario Party to me.
Kraken Slam.
Kraken Slam. I'm gonna go Lego Party.
Fall Guys.
Okay. I figured it might have been like they had done like a Pirates of the Caribbean branded Lego thing.
Well, here's one for you. Kraken Up.
Okay, Lego.
It is Lego.
Okay. Is it Pirates of the Caribbean themed?
No clue.
Probably though, right?
This one is called The Great Deflate.
I'm gonna go Fall Guys.
It's Mario Party.
Everybody.
This one's just called Goal with an exclamation point.
Mario Party.
It is Mario Party. This one is called Hexagon.
Lego?
No, it's Fall Guys. This one is called Hexagon Heat.
That's Lego.
It's Mario Party.
Really?
Yeah.
That is okay, sure.
This one's called Icy Heisty.
Icy Heisty. That sucks. That really sucks. So I'm gonna go Fall Guys.
It's Lego Party. I have hundreds of these, and they all sound similar.
Because they're all ripping off Mario Party?
It's like delightful games that children play, or a pun, or something that tells you nothing.
Yeah.
So I could do this for hours. Honestly, I have so many written down.
Two more.
This one's called Donuts and Dragons.
Fall Guys.
Lego Party. And this one is called Blame It on the Crane. Blame It on the Crane. Mario Party.
Really? Blame It on the Crane does not sound like a Mario Party game to me. I will say, the best content that Giant Bomb has ever made, the best videos that they ever made, were the Mario Party parties. It's so fucking funny.
100%.
It's so fucking funny.
100%.
Like, Dan with his fucking shit-eating grin the entire time. It's so good.
Yeah. God, it's like they did Lego Party, and you're just missing the like 3 people don't want to be there kind of magic.
Yeah, the whole thing that makes it work is that Dan is a nightmare person, you know, in universe, not a real human. In the wrestling, the kayfabe of Giant Bomb, Dan's a nightmare person.
That's
and
correct.
Yeah, and then Jeff is losing his ever loving mind.
Oh, one more for you. Bean Hill Zone.
That has to be Lego, right?
It's Fall Guys because they actually did a sync with Sonic the Hedgehog.
See, that's the thing is I was expecting it to be like it's Sonic, like licensed Sonic.
It is, but for Fall Guys.
Yeah, because Lego is like the king of licensed video game adaptation. Legos are good, and the Lego video games I feel like are a real mixed bag. Some of them I feel are really good, and then a lot of them are real dog shit.
One of these days, maybe we'll all get together and play one of these. But until then, go to our website, videogame.town, where you can read all the things that we do. So you can read things we wrote, you can listen to things that we said into a microphone. Sometimes you can watch me review sodas. And there's all sorts of other information there if you want to learn more about us or read through our archives. We've been around for 6 months, which is pretty nuts. You played Kirby Air Riders. I wrote about Absolum. You wrote about Command & Conquer.
I did write about Command & Conquer. I'm also going to write about the Berlin, so if you want to read more about the Berlin apartment, you can also check in and read that at videogame.town.
Yeah, I did old games that need to return, like the Burger King games. I also ranked sexy hockey mascots. So there's all sorts of things to check out, including Grant opining of me trying to watch Taskmaster, which worked.
Yeah, it is. It turns out to get Jared to watch a thing, you have to write an article about it.
You have to publicly shame me, yeah.
Yeah. We need to have a tag that's like publicly shaming Jared.
Let's not do that.
Well, here's what I'll say. I'm going to do my best, and I don't know if I will succeed, but I will do my best to try to finish Season 1 of Andor before the end of the year.
And then Season 2.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I will do my best to finish the first season of Andor. Which I do not hate. To be clear, I don't hate, but I have not been. It has not clicked for me yet.
It is the best Star Wars thing made in 40 years. Anywho, we're at Video Game Town on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch.
Check us out. We're going to be stream most Fridays, the vast majority of Fridays. We did not stream over the long Thanksgiving weekend, but we're going to be streaming something. We have a poll pending about what we're going to stream. What we'll have streamed when this goes live, but we're going to be streaming things, and I also think we're the thing it's worth remembering that we're going to be doing end of year stuff. Kind of like this is the last episode of the year that is not going to have some end of year like GOTY wrap up stuff happening. So
yep,
we're in it, Jared. We're in December.
I'm currently writing an article about the top 10 games I did not get to play. So you can see what's not going to be on my list, because there's so many games that I didn't play.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.